first game.
I'll give them credit where credit is due. They have a lot of stuns on the side of OG.
Yeah.
Single target, mind you, for most of them. At least the easy land ones, but...
I mean, you have the Egg and you have Elder Titan Stomp. That's
yeah.
That's well, as AoE as it can get. Yeah.
So maybe if you just actually, we see this quite often, right? When you've got this many stuns, you can just kind of overwhelm your opponents on the lanes.
I'm surprised.
Possibility.
I'm just surprised they didn't put no-tail on Phoenix, because the Egg, you know, it can be a little bit problematic to pull off. But still, when you get a lot of levels early on Saksa, he can influence the game a little bit more than the other Titan.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an awkward choice either way, right? Because I guess you could say if you play it in the 5 as well, it's not as much a loss if the Egg dies. And you already mentioned Viking have heroes that can reach the Egg and just kill it in the early levels. But getting that level 2 Egg also just as important, and POS 4s do on average end up being about 2 levels ahead of their POS 5s.
I'm just interested in how this mid lane is going to go for Thompson, because, man, Thompson, I know he's been in SCA for a little bit, but what happened here? He's lost, I believe, 4 out of 5 last mid lane games, right? He's been losing most of them that we watched. Even he lost versus Dandy both of those games. At least the mid lane, that's all I'm talking about. I'm not saying about how the game went after.
But maybe that's part of, like, that could be part of the plan, right? It's like, obviously you don't want to lose your lane, but you're not set up to win it. You're set up to make the rest of the team play well.
You're such a party pooper. Come on, man. Be with me here.
I'm playing towards your bullcrap yesterday when you're talking about how much space he makes for Sumail all the time.
Yeah, but now I have switched it up. Just roll with me here. You know? We're going in a different direction. Yeah, we're swinging back. But no, for real. Of course, he's benefiting his team immensely with the maxed Wave of Terror and Vengeance Sora. But at the same time, he can kind of lose those lanes quite hard at times.
I was thinking, like, from the perspective, though, that he's trying to embrace a new playstyle, so maybe going to take time. Because what I'm thinking is, Sumail, we know he's used to being this god player that can carry your games, right? And we saw how having 2 players that can kind of fill that role when you're talking like RTZ and Sumail, it can cause maybe issues where, I think you mentioned it yesterday, you can't, like, you have this player you want to play around, but you aren't always going to win your lanes, but you play to enable that player a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can see that here with the auras from Beastmaster that will be coming, with the minus armor from Wave of Terror and the Vengeance Sora. They're definitely playing on enabling Sumail and making this Priestess of the Moon just destroy everyone.
So far, No-Tail destroys a courier, but they are munching away itself there. Rana, now that No-Tail can't really defend Sumail now, so he might just get forced off for a wave or 2. Bit of a rough moment.
He might just suicide here, actually.
He is. Yeah. He's had enough of life. He says, this sucks. I ain't waiting for that courier. I saw what happens to couriers when I murdered theirs.
Bottom lane Saksa is very low.
He's going to salve. It will be cancelled by Celery. Celery's going to keep on chasing. He has got the boomstick in just a few seconds, and that will allow him to get the first blood on Saksa if he taps it one more.
I'm Gabe Newell. You've just achieved first blood.
Really well played by Celery over there, getting this kill. It does give some space for mid one to farm a little bit in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. But the moment Saksa dies, he needs to abandon ship and move back into the lane.
And you know, when you see these players switch into the off lane, what hero do you think they're most happy to discover and learn? I feel like Beastmaster's got to be up there, because it's rare that a Beastmaster doesn't feel like a good pick in any meta.
The hero that you win with, pretty much. Top lane, Toby. Damn,
he's gone.
This is why they're playing the no-tail position 5 Elder Titan. He carries a serious punch. If he catches a couple of creeps with the spirit.
He ain't the only one going down in Austin's neighborhood, as they're going to strike at mid 1 as well in the bot lane. So both teams trading blow for blow so far. And mid, it's actually going reasonably well for Thompson. He's even up to the CS of the Invoker. Of course, this is a Quas Wex Invoker, so it's not like he's playing to dominate the CS.
Yeah, and there aren't many mid laners that lose to a Quas Wex Invoker, really. At least not in the first couple of levels. You're
not real mid
expected to,
laners.
you're expected to be winning that lane. Just wondering what their item build is going to be like. Beastmaster, obviously. No-till.
This is a hard one, Liz. I was going to say maybe they should turn around Aramis with an arrow, but have a look at Sumail's build. There's no help coming anytime soon.
Yeah, he doesn't have the arrow, which is a little bit peculiar. You usually use it on the lane to secure your ranged creeps, right? And because of that, you are always certain to have good levels, but he didn't go for it at all. It did land him a kill on Toby, though.
Oh, yeah, it would definitely have gone some more CS, which he could really do with right now. He's 7-3 compared to Toby, who's up on 14-7. So even with that kill on mine, Toby's getting the better side of this.
Bottom lane sucks up. He might fall here again.
Oh, he's done though. He'd already dove away. No chance to escape from that. It's a hard lane for the Phoenix, and it doesn't get any even easier when you get to 6. As we've already said, this little shredder from the Snapfire will count you out. Mid. There's some harassment. I don't think you can kill Dobson. There's no chance.
No way. No way. He does have that.
The best part about this is, Liz, he's sitting there going, oh, you took my mana? That's fine. I don't need much mana on Avenge in this situation anyway.
He's using 30 mana, that's it. By the time it comes off of cooldown, he pretty much has the same amount of mana ready and available for him. It's the style in which OG does play around Sumail, though I have to say the last time they played the Mirana, it was a very similar scenario in which Sumail really didn't have a good lane. But then when you just group up together with all these auras, suddenly everything makes sense. And even if you're 5k behind, it just doesn't feel so.
No, that's true, but do you like it as much as if, say, you had a Drow component in here with the
Saksa. Oh, no.
Stronger. Oh, did he miss the dive of the... Oh.
He didn't miss it. He didn't. Snapfire used a perfect Fire Snap cookie and cancelled it. He actually managed to cancel the dive with the Fire Snap cookie, which isn't that easy. Really well played by Celery.
Cheeky little bug that he is. It's been pretty effective so far. And, you know, Luna, she doesn't look like she's got that much CS, but she has 3 kills and assists to her name. No surprise she's at the top of the net worth chart when you have a look at it.
Together with the Invoker, right? Yep.
And this is what you want. It is a Luna draft. It's all about how you enable Shad to win this game. Which is why even when you look at the Invoker, like Boom will likely go the Spirit Vessel, Solar Crest route and just buff Luna up further.
Yeah, it's about being the playmaker, right? Your Luna doesn't come online as fast, so getting that Vessel early on and Invoker will be good.
Absolutely the great.
You can see that No-Tail is just chilling around mid lane at the moment because Thompson is completely satisfied with farming a couple of stacks. It also allows No-Tail to make more stacks.
Sumail might still go down though. He has 1 leap left. Yeah, he doesn't want to use it, but he's going to be forced to. Or is he? There it is.
Yeah, he'll use it.
Aris, what are you doing? Get back in the trees. This isn't your territory.
Let's see, the arrow?
Level the arrow. Nope. It was a long shot, to say the least. He does still have to TP back to base. Gets his kill nonetheless, but now he has to walk all the way out again.
I guess he didn't want to leap earlier because of the unobstructed pathing from 3 ends, so he would still be able to get on top of him with boots. He waited for the last opportunity to get under the tower with the leap. But what he traded off...
You also want to save it, right? Because it's a level 1 leap. The cooldown time is pretty high.
What he traded off, though, however, are 3 bottle charges, because of which he had to run base, and he's not farming this whole time. He's running back to the lane. He's missing a couple of waves already.
Yeah, and Toby's now back ahead of him in terms of net worth. And you know, Toby's got a pretty open game in terms of what he builds, because the Spirit Vessel is going to be covered by the Invoker. Solar Crest will as well. Maybe you could go for a quick Ags, but I wouldn't mind seeing that Yules we saw last time. Try and interrupt the way that OG can initiate.
Mid one.
They're initiating on the mid one here. Cookie in. See you later. He doesn't even bother moving. Actually, they don't have detection. Tornado will finish him off, however. Snapfire does go down. Saxa managed to burn her through with mid one's support from his force.
That's a good rotation from Invoker. It's the way he needs to be playing this game as well. And it brings him closer to that vessel and also gives him a couple of charges on his urn.
And meanwhile, some stacks being made by No-Tail.
Yeah, he's made quite a few. Not only there, but on the other side of the jungle. But he might fall now.
Someone had to occupy the mid. Occupy doesn't mean die, but in this case it will, as No-Tail goes down. They can't push onto the tower though. Sumail rotates in and gets the counter kill onto Aramis.
Yeah.
And Chad is running towards mid. I think he wants those stacks. Yeah, they see him.
Yeah, they had a dire ward. They had a dire ward there, but he dewarded it. Maybe he goes for mid instead.
Yeah, Eclipse straight away. No hesitation. They just want to bring Thompson down. Now, I think you want the tower gone before you try and yoink their stacks, but you've got problems. Boomer's been slept up. Sumail's arrow will be a whiff, and Shad will get away.
Dire's top tower is about to be
that salve has been used, and they do see Sucks. They see everyone here, so they can go for no-tail.
They will do exactly that. They're going to catch him out, burn through his man. He'll try and go for the stomp, but the damage is too much, and they get the kill. And now they have a full access to this wonderful stack, which No-Tail was so gracious to make for them. So they're just trying to get what they can. And I think they got one, possibly two creeps. But
the experience was split between 6 heroes as well, so it's not the worst situation for OG. They did get some heroes, some creeps.
This is bad though. They don't want to lose mid one like this. He just got the Necro book complete. If anything, you'd hoped he'd been pushing in, but no chance. And boom. These are rotations. He's just relentless right now.
They're playing really fast, and they're playing around these objectives that OG want to have for them, right? First, the stacks. They played around the stacks for 2 minutes, and it really paid off. And then they play around Beastmaster, who just got the Necros and wants to be pushing. So they're pretty much preventing OG from doing what they want to be doing even before they think about doing it. They're 1 to 2 steps ahead all the time.
And playing around stacks again. No-Tail's making more stacks for them. Not only that, they get 4 bounty runes.
Thank you, No-Tail.
4,000 network lead. Was there a roster change here? Did No-Tail change teams? I must have missed this. He's definitely done a lot of stacking for Shad here. Shad is getting low though. They get burned through him. Work the Prime Raw's good enough. The cookie's too late to save the day, and the overgrowth won't change anything either. And they'll find more. They chase on the Boom next. He'll try and go invis to run away. But the Kisses, No-Tail now in trouble. The swap comes in. Thompson, he might go down if he's not careful. Toby moves through there. Splitter has to go for the time lapse to move away. But he wants to finish off Thompson. The magic missile. They have detection. I don't know why he thinks he can do this. But they prove that he can't as they get another kill. OG bite back.
They hit so hard, and what was I saying about being 1 step ahead? They made those stacks. It's the next level play. Make the stacks, and Luna just naturally gets attracted to them. You know, it's the first law of nature in Dota 2. If Luna sees stacks, she needs to farm them. He runs there, he dies. A good setup from the Elder Titan. They killed Shad pretty much without even committing anything, and I think they got a mango tree. That was Luna's. Ooh. Right? There was a mango tree that dropped on those stacks. Maybe it was from... I think
you're right. Something dropped. Yeah, it was Vikings. Oh, that's painful. That was that first tier 1 item as well that we find so much.
Bottom lane,
Beastmaster. Yep, and the egg is just gone. Little Shredder does the work, and mid one, he's in a bit of trouble. Does get rid of the swarm, so it looks like Toby's going to have to move away. But Sumail chased after a different target, so they can't get anything. So, Viking... That wasn't the kill they wanted, but they forced a lot of attention from OG, which means space for Luna in the top lane, and Shad's just been farming.
And that interaction is so stupid. The little Shredder versus the egg.
You hate it.
Of course, but your ulti gets countered by a spell that's on a 20 seconds cooldown or 12 seconds at level 4. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can see where it's coming from. I mean, there's multiple spells you can make an argument. Like, oh, it's so overpowered, but then you can say, well, he is melee, he does have to get close, but then he has a mini blink dagger to get closer, right? There's arguments back and forth. There's going to be no argument about the death of Invoker, though. Boom. It's almost like Celery threw him out with a cookie, like, just take him. Just don't hurt me.
Dominating.
They will.
I guess.
They will hurt you real bad. No escape from that. And it's going to be a tier 1 tower as well. But they might find more. The sleep comes out. The arrow through. And they're going to find the kill on the Toby.
They're just playing so well around what they've got, and it's not a lot at the moment. After that, pretty bad laning stage for them, but it doesn't matter because this is how these heroes naturally work together. They just buff each other up so much. They empower each other. The Elder Titan with the level 2 natural order as well, benefiting the team. But most importantly, the Vengeance Sora and the Beastmaster's inner beast just making them into little Gatling guns.
That is the case. I mean, you complained about Lil Shredder. I think I'd have more complaints about the combo OG's managed to get their hands on. Luna's continuing to farm, though. Maybe she'll be able to make something happen in a few minutes. She doesn't want to fight just yet. Instead, Viking, they're going to make another play without her as they do smoke up and they look to invade OG's jungle. Look who they might find.
Putting a hurt on Radiant's middle
He's thrown out
tower.
Hawk, but that's going to be false confidence. I think he knows the slow effect, but Boom's already on top of him. Mid one, he's done. He's out. No way to escape.
I was not feeling the love.
And they're connected towards mid now. OG might be baiting themselves here. Shad is quite tanky.
Such a good
swap
swap.
him in, and the Eclipse is going to come through. He's running away from the egg. They actually dodges out the split, and now he's able to make his escape. The sleep is going to be there, but they can't get on top of him right now. The stun does interrupt Snapbar from trying to protect the day, and Shad, he's trying to move away, but the ball will kick him down and kill him off mid one. Revenge from beyond the grave, and No Tail just staple gunner straight into Boom and smashes his skull. And with that, OG can now push in on this tier 1 tower.
They're all living on slivers of HP, but they're managing to get the job done before they have to retreat. Really well played by OG. That swap onto the ally and then onto the Luna. Really well played. And now Aramis as well.
Oh, yeah. He's got some meteor ammo, but it doesn't work very well when you hit by a long-range arrow.
Does this voice line say something about the cookie? I keep on hearing the cookie.
I don't know. I think that might just be someone that gets said if you get killed or whatever. I haven't seen it in the chat.
No, not
I think she does have a cookie one.
No Till is spamming it. It's the Chinese one, I think. But Shad, there's the rewards.
And there's no way to protect himself anymore because he used the Eclipse in the last fight. They'll sleep him up and run him down. The cookie is cubed for Celery, not able to save the day. And instead will now probably give his life to Toby. He is here. Maybe they can turn around. They'll be able to get the kill into Verana. Magic Missile comes out on Celery. He is slowed and killed off now. Mid one trying to retreat. And Aramis just checking that the Meteor Hammer still works. And they're going to check if the swap still works. It does. It works very well.
Triple kill. He's so aggressive with these swaps. He uses them constantly to get these pickoffs. And they even got Mirana in the first place just because that attempt onto the Luna was a little bit too soon. I mean, it wasn't. They did get her, but they didn't have Necros. They were like 8 seconds off cooldown, and also Mirana didn't have an arrow there to work with. So there were some spells that they didn't have in the first place to just clean up the Luna fast. And you could see Viking, they countered it. They almost had a good fight there. The cookie was really good. He stunned I think 3 heroes were stunned. Then you had the Tornado EMP that was really sick, but they're really lacking damage. If this Luna isn't hitting, their damage is very low.
It's the backfiring elements, and you have these full protect 1 type drafts, and boom, no one's protecting him right now, but he's able to run away himself. And you know, they've got so many ways to target out Shad as well, right? Because we mentioned all these single target stuns. Great. If you only have a 1 carry lineup, we've got Primal Roar, we've got Magic Missile, we've got swaps, we've got arrow, we've got everything to just throw upon Shad.
But that's the issue, isn't it? Because you are having this kind of a lineup with 4 protect 1. I guess Weaver, depending on his itemization, could become a real damage dealing core as well.
Yeah, but his progress is completely shut off at this point.
You are playing this real core Luna with a lineup that doesn't really buffer up at all.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Like, maybe once you get some items, you get things like Solar Crest and Evoker, but, you know, that's like saying any
Arrow, mid lane. Oh, it goes on Weaver.
Toby!
Tower is under attack.
I don't think that was an intentional bodyguard moment, but Celery will be grateful nonetheless. He will still make sure that he dies, though. As a sacrificial lamb sacrificed for nothing.
Yeah, okay. That was interesting. I'm not I'm not sure if that was on purpose. I don't think it was. They didn't have vision.
No.
It's nighttime.
They have partial vision, but by the time you're seeing an arrow, you're already on top of it going, oh,
Radiant's middle tower is under
misclick.
attack.
Got Pathfinder. Wasn't me. Thompson already playing up forward,
They
wants to
get-
go for more.
Mirana now. What a perfect neutral item to get.
Yeah, it's just an easy cut and dry game for Sumail. As long as he doesn't jump too close to the targets, he just gets the clicks. And we already mentioned Thompson always playing up in their face. And he's on a kill streak, you know, he's not even sacrificing himself anymore.
So we talked about the item progression from Toby, and it seems like he will be going for an Aghanim's.
Which is hard to use if you keep running into arrows.
Yeah, that's true. But on a more serious note, oh, is he gonna do it again? Almost. But on
He's
a more
like, fella,
serious note,
do I need to tank this one? Nah, you good. Moving forward, mid one. He's gonna feel the wrath of the kisses. With that cold snap running, there is no easy escape from this. Overgrowth comes out. They're actually going to trap Phoenix here. Toby's going to look to time lapse away. They'll chase forward to Phoenix and look to split up the fight a little bit, which is beneficial because now there's no chance for OG to stack up.
Shad?
No Tail will be able to get a kill. And in the meantime, Shad is brought down as they split up a bit too much. They left Luna on an island alone, and now the magic missile on Aris means the turnaround's going to be there. They kiss chase Saxa, and they never find it. And now Toby might be in trouble himself. He just brought down. Can't even finish off No Tail in time. And the Swarm won't do it either. He's going to live with a kill streak. This boy's
Man,
getting big. Be scared.
they're playing these fights so well. Thompson always engages from some awkward side where they don't expect him to come from. He goes on Salary first in the back. He takes care of him. Then he goes and helps out with the Luna a little bit with the Wave of Terror. But Sumail landed that perfect arrow. While we were watching the right side, on the left there was a whole lot of business being done as well. And OG, they're just taking over once again with this draft that synergizes so well.
That's been the way both games so far, and if this continues, if there's a correlation compared to the first, OG may force a third game. It is looking good for them right now. Import, they say thank you very much, Shad. We do want that. Aramis, they say thank you very much, Aramis. You won't take that, and we'll take your life instead. Now the Eclipse on the side, though. They find Thompson. That's a big kill. He's on kill streak. Now the Prime Roll comes out. The turnaround is just brutal. Everything into one kill means nothing left for the rest of OG as they make it a 3-for-1 trade.
Yeah, didn't we see this somewhere before? Sumail having a really bad start, almost no CS on the lane with Mirana, and then he wins every single team fight with some sick arrows and is almost on top of Network at the 20-minute mark. They really need the Aghanim's on Weaver, but I'm afraid it's going to come way too late. It's really good because you are playing versus a lot of single stuns, so when they commit on a hero, they really need to delete it, like with Roar, with Arrow, with stun from Vengeful. If you have an Aghanim's on Weaver, it can be so crucial in these team fights, but he only has a point booster.
That's what I mean. You know, you think about how this game started. You'd expect Toby to have an axe complete by now, but there's been so much fighting, and he's always had to be there because they just want Shad away farming, that his iron progression is completely stalled.
And he's been running into arrows as well, right? That's usually not healthy for your Network.
Maybe misunderstood, you know, because they look like something that you get something out of, right? Maybe he thought it was like a bounty ring, but the only thing they give you is time to let go of your mouse and keyboard.
50-50 arrow.
I think it's more like 75-25 when you're randomly Shikuchiing around with no vision.
Okay, there's a whale completed on Phoenix. I love this. This item has been pretty much forgotten by most players, but Saxa is not shying away from it at all.
Arrow, well, that's in the 25% department. Toby, he's learned his lessons. The kids are going to come out. The egg is going to go down, but it's really defensive. And Thompson, is he gone too deep this time? I went back. Oh no, the promo roll. They don't get off the cookies. Thompson drives in even deeper. He wants to be this deep. The promo roll is going to come out. Shad is already down. The damage overwhelms them. The swap to get even more heroes deeper as Boom tries to run away. And Celery is left behind. Just an easy pick for OG. Sumail surviving on a sliver of HP. The Aegis will not be wasted. The buybacks come out though. They know they have to fight here. Mid one is going to be brought down. Toby trying to move away. Turns around onto Sumail. The time lapse, and now they're on top of them. They need reinforcements, but look at this. OG They're nowhere nearby. They say, get out yourself, Sumel. It's your problem to deal with. And he won't be able to do that. He's just going to go down. Tornado to secure the kill. And Viking, it did cost them some buybacks, but they bite back.
So they bought back on the Luna and on Celery, right? So, Celery. So,
I think it was on, was it Luna or I believe?
yeah, Luna and...
Luna and the Snapfire.
Snapfire. Yeah, so, yeah, those buybacks are very costly, but if they can keep the momentum, this could be really good for them. Keep in mind that there's no big ultis on the side of OG, no Roar, Beastmaster is dead, and you don't have an egg to work with as well, so this could be the time to strike for Viking.
They seemed a little bit paranoid though, like the way they approached that mid tower, and you'd already see Shad, he didn't want to risk it, right? Because you are, let's be honest, you're pretty scared that the game could end if you now die.
Yep. And there's almost that aghanim's completed on Toby. He needs one more item. He has 2 and 1,000 gold, so he should be getting the aghanims very soon.
They're gonna need it, because you have no doubt in your mind, this next fight, OG are gonna target Shad to the maximum. I mean, they had enough reasons before this.
Also, thing is, he went for this Dragonlance into Manta, and it's usually you go Dragonlance into Manta, or let's say Manta into BKB. But this time around, you won't be that afraid of not having the BKB, because you will have that Aghanims on Weaver. So Toby will have to be on point and really use it only for Shad. He has no buyback.
Well, he has to get it first. The problem is whether OG finds you before that point. He's 700 gold off. Needs a bit of priority space to actually get it. Haste
Butterfly
to just push these in.
Butterfly Thompson, BKB on the Mirana. Really big items coming for OG. That Vlad's plus Necro 3 on Beastmaster.
Oh,
He's
no.
found the Remus.
Yep. No chance to even use the overgrowth. And he just knew. Straight over. Axes out. Says, meet my Necro book.
He must have spotted him earlier using Nature's Grasp or Meteor Hammer. And this is usually what you want to be doing as Treant Protector. You always want to be cutting the waves if you're in a bad spot, using that Meteor Hammer and Nature's Grasp to not only creep skip but farm with.
Well, Toby's still creep skipping. He needed to be careful there. He can't afford to go down, and Saxa could have caught him because he does have that net on the Phoenix.
He's trying to do the same thing. He actually might run into mid one on top lane, who does have Necro 3.
He doesn't have Prime Roar though.
Killing spree.
And one happened to Boca. Bot lane, and now there might be a fight over here. Toby says, I actually want this fight.
There's no Roar.
Yeah, but you can't. You haven't got the damage, and no one's coming to help because, well, guess what? You no longer have an Invoker. Celery, however. Yep, D-Ward, but now what's the plan? Alright, 70
It's only the 2 of them. Do you realize that? It's only the 2 of them that are here. It's Thompson and the Beastmaster. And they're not afraid at all to engage. That's the craziest part, because they realize there's no damage that Viking GG can do to them to bring them down before the team arrives.
And as a result, another Glyph is forced out as they push in on the mid, but look at the bot. The bot is coming as well, so OG, you know, take your pick. What lane do you fancy first? And will there be a encore, second meal in this base? Primal Roar straight away onto Shad. He hasn't even used the Eclipse yet. They're going to back away from the moment to swap even deeper. It would be a good Eclipse if you thought you'd live long enough. The time lapse is finally there from Toby as he does now have the Axe. And that might offset OG's aggression. But not for long. They say, okay, we can't kill heroes, but we can kill buildings. Shad very reluctant now. They don't have time lapse. It's now off cooldown, so feel a bit more confident. But Shad is only on half HP, so he could still get bursted even with a time lapse. Sumel forced away nonetheless. Spirit Vessel getting blown. Thompson left inside. Eclipse is going to come out. There's the time lapse. They have to run over again. The egg was used in no tail. He says, this is your problem, Captain. This is your draft. You take the brunt of the force. He says, I will. Tornado's going to come out before he can complete the stomp, though, and he still needs to escape. But egg was used. However, so was Eclipse. And OG, they can just look to calm down, reset. Roche might be up soon, and when it is, that means that Viking will no longer have their biggest ultimates at that fight.
Yeah, such an important item that it was finished for Toby, the Saganims. Just gives them a different dimension in these team fights. Gives them another way of fighting. Now, it's still not great because they did lose this Eclipse, and it was really keeping them in this game. Maybe they can... Yeah.
The split. No tail straight away. He's found. Like last time we got swapped in you live, but there's no one here to swap, and there's nowhere for you to run. They'll just casually run him down. He is fast to throw out the Earth Splitter, but nowhere near fast enough. And on the other side, you can already see Toby gets caught out. Mid one. Used the primal roar. Didn't even use the blink to get there. He came to him, and now they're chasing for more. They'll be able to find the kill on the Celery, and Aaron is dead, and now they're going to just chase through for more. Shad, that's the one you can't afford to lose. Cookie to try and get him away. If that had crit, he'd instantly be dead. But mid one is on top of him at all times. And those axes are coming off cooldown, which means that this Luna is going home in a body bag.
That's 80 seconds on the sidelines. He doesn't have a buyback. By the way OG engages these fights is so crazy good. They're never abandoning anyone. And it's not only your savior syndrome, savior friend syndrome. It's because Elder Titan uses a good ulti that does not hit 2 big cores, but it does hit the Treant, who brings the majority of the disabled for Viking. Thompson moves in from the left side, kills off the Treant, while everyone else is too busy fighting on the right side where Toby is dying, right? And then this Luna is kinda caught in the middle and just pincered.
And
really well
you
played.
see how they get so split as well, right? Chasing for 2 kills at the same time, and in the end, OG individually are just stronger with their heroes right now.
Just the coordination in which they move. No mana for the stun.
Boom, headshots around the boom, but no follow-up arrow. It's a little bit off the mark. The stuns weren't long enough, but they will be able to now get the racks. Luna is up in 20 seconds. She will have a clip, so likely OG will back away and move towards the Roche pit.
Bottom barracks is falling.
I really believe that they have the strength to fight this, but the safer play obviously is the Roche pit because the tier 2 is still standing. So what you're doing right now is go either take the tier 2 or wait around this cliff or just go straight into the pit if you're feeling that confident.
Yeah, it's not as much about, well, we could get screwed over the fights. You need them to get screwed over the fights. And Toby rushes out way too fast, doesn't even survive long enough for the arrow to hit. And that will secure Roche for the side of OG.
It's such an old school position as well to stand around this cliff and just wait for them when you know they will try to peek out to contest your Roshan. So you just wait around that cliff and kill the first hero that peeks out.
Absolutely, and the vision around there is just top notch, right? They haven't got the most predictable wood.
Exactly, it's so good because you can't put the sentry on the cliff and de-ward either one of those. That's why they're so good. If a sentry is planted on the cliff, it won't see either one of these 2 wards.
And you can understand why Weaver's rushing out so fast as well, because you know you saw how quickly OG just melt through Roche. It doesn't take them long at all.
And this Vengeful is so tanky. That's a full Scuddy now completed with the Paladin Sword.
Yeah, that's not your target anymore. I don't think you wanted to be your target ever, but the problem is that Thompson keeps swapping in so deep, there's not really any other option for you.
He's got 2.5k HP, by the way, this Vengeful. He's, I believe, the tankiest hero in the game when it comes to the health pool, at least. Yep.
Wow,
Walker, boom,
well.
swapped in.
Yeah. Done out on the shard straight away. Thompson says, I'll tank everything alone if I need to. Still got the cheese to work with. The other split through. So Shad's going to be clipped by it, and he's in trouble. Time lapse to get him back, but now they need to get out. BKB to Jamel. Overgrowth is going to come out, and the Frisbees is too much. They bring him down once, and they've saved the Eclipse for the time being. The Kisses are zoning out the rest of OG. The egg will go off, but now Sumail in trouble. It's away. Will be followed by the net, and now the Lucid Beam snipe from long range might take him down with the Spirit Vessel. There's the Sunstrike, and he's dead. Biggest kill that they needed was found, and now it looks like OG needs to retreat because the side of Viking are ready to come out and play. Thompson, brought low, has to eat the cheese, and he will get full health from it. Now there's going to be Eclipse fall off. Celery's tanking for the rest of his team, but no tail. He's tanking the entirety of the Eclipse. Shad's going to be brought down. He's too squishy, and Thompson with a swap to get one deeper. Boom, moves into his ice pool to try and protect himself. The buyback comes out from Luna and straight on top of Thompson, but Thompson with this stun straight away just jumping on top of Shad, trying to lifesteal up quick enough, but he's unable to do so. The Lucid Beam will finish him off, and Boom, in the meantime, has just been keeping the rest of OG busy. Oh, they're keeping him busy right now. Boom. There's going to be a time lapse. Gets him away and alive in time. Sacks up with a burn down to get the kill. Another there's going to be a follow-up kill. Shad, he's going to be brought down. Dead for 90 seconds. The buyback comes out from Invoker, and mid one still hanging around. He says, I need to hit creeps the life steal up, but then he will try to retreat. Sacks with the TP out will fail due to the net, and Toby is able to net that kill as well. There's a lot of trading back and forth, but in the end, OG not able to secure a second lane of racks here.
Yeah, what a beautiful game of Dotes, man. What a beautiful team fight right there that we have witnessed. Really well played by both of these sides. OG, in their own style, they're a little bit too aggressive. Thompson, I was just praising how tanky he is. He jumps in, he creates this team fight right underneath the high ground of Viking, which obviously gives them a huge advantage because they have vision, they have the tower. You can't dive them with Phoenix Sec there, because if you do, Snapfire has an easy job of just using Lil Shredder to kill you off. And the whole team of OG tries to follow up Thompson. They go in with the Mirana. Mirana dies instantly. Like, he popped the BKB and just died. And then he respawns, goes back and dies to the Sunstrike, which was also really well played by Invoker. One big and one bad thing for Viking, though, are those buybacks that you mentioned. It's a dieback on the Luna, and it's the buyback on Boom that really bothers me, because from this point onwards, OG, they just have a clear way of winning this game. You just have to kill one of these two, and then they'll be really hindered for a long period of time.
It does expose a potential weakness in OG's lineup, though. Like, we saw how little damage they had left when Sumail is gone. Like, Thompson is built in a way that he's trying to survive the longest, not necessarily do the most damage.
So you're saying it's just eliminate the Mirana first?
Just click Mirana, yeah. Or start off by clicking ET, although there's going to be Pram Raw coming up. Invoker isn't too threatened. No Tail trying to move away. Going to be a dive through. Saxa does have the egg. Now on a Boom. That bullet is starting to hurt. He's going to try and go invis to move away, but they see everything. They're going to change through. Look for a nice time lapse. At the last moment, Toby trying to save the day, but Invoker netted up afterwards to sleep as well. He's going to go down. Toby's barely alive. Celery trying to escape, but they're trying to chase forward, and we'll look for the kill, but Toby makes his way out. Celery says, go, leave me behind. You must live to fight another day, but they're going to lose more heroes. Celery's going to be brought down. Toby's going to be chased forward on two. Aramis is going to be seen, but not found, as he does get out in time, and Toby will be able to Shikuchi out to stay alive.
Yep. That's the 90 seconds without Invoker, and they're already in front of your base. Now, you do have a buyback on Snapfire, so you can maybe delay a little bit with Mortimer's Kiss, but this is going to be a very difficult defense for Viking.
Difficult doesn't really begin to summarize it. I mean, you can do the buyback where you want, you got the kisses, but if you use those kisses and you don't find a kill, you know OG are just going to run straight into you. Saxo, it's bold and shadow straight into the face. He's in a lot of trouble now. They're going to try and media havoc eventually. There's going to be use of the time to get away, but the hits are too hard. They bring him down, and with that, the GG gets called. Viking know there is no way back from this game. They'll have to go to the third match up against OG.
Damn, such a fun game to watch. After that first match, I actually thought that, okay, Viking GG, they have OG's number. They figured out how to play against all of these glass cannons that OG likes to draft, like Furion, Venge, Drow, Mirana, right? But in this second game, they didn't have nearly as mobile of a team as in that first one, in which they had your Bloodseeker, your Weaver, right, that were constantly on top of you. And they were playing versus a lineup that really synergizes well. While Viking GG's lineup, they are strong in their own individual rights, and they are pretty much busted in the current meta. But they don't synergize as heavily. If you remember yesterday or the day before, when Viking GG were playing this Luna, they would have Chen with Dominator Aura, they would have Vengeful on your position 5, Celery, right? And then that Luna suddenly hits so hard in the mid game. This time around, the only negative armor that you're getting on the side of Viking GG are the bugs from Weaver. The bonus damage for Luna is nowhere to be found. No one is building those kind of items. Aghanims is great on Weaver, but it's not that utility that just buffs you up constantly, that makes you stronger. While OG, they had everything they needed in that department.